Hey my friends, today we will be talking about connection with the higher self. What are the signs that we can recognize that our higher self is speaking to us? How to recognize that guidance or a voice within us, which is connecting us with our true self. So firstly, if we explain what is higher self. Higher self is our true self. That's who we truly are. But in that third dimension, mind starts playing games a little bit. So if we fall into a trap of the mind, we start identifying ourselves by the thoughts that we are thinking. And because thoughts are triggering emotions, all those thoughts becomes more and more real. So we also start to identify ourselves by emotions that we experience. And suddenly we create that self-image, self-identity of who we think we are. And that's where we lose ourselves, and that's where we need guidance from that higher self, that true self, to remember back again who you are and what is your purpose here on earth. It's similar as you would be playing a video game where you're playing or ordering an instruction to a character in that video game. So you know exactly what is the purpose of the character in that video game, but because the character is experiencing different things in his or her life, he has forgotten what is his purpose, but you know what is his purpose, so you will be sending signals and signs to his environment so he will remember back again why he is in that game, what is his purpose. And that's same with us. As we're living life here on earth, in our realities, sometimes we forgot about why we are here. What is that mission? Why all those things are happening to us or for us? So what are the signs that you can recognize in your life that your higher self is speaking to you? The first sign is that you feel more drawn to meditation than ever before. Your higher self understands that in order to create a communication with it, you need to calm down your mind, you need to calm down your brain. And that's where you can communicate with it. So meditation is a great practice to calm down our minds. And if you feel drawn more often than ever before to meditation, it means that your higher self is knocking on the doors of your heart and waiting you to respond. So go into meditation. If you feel an urge to meditate, find a space where you can relax a little bit, where you can calm down. Maybe you need to play some music, or maybe you need to go outside into the nature. Go and meditate and relax. And it doesn't mean that you will you will meet your higher self, like a light being will appear in front of you, or you will hear a voice of that higher self which will be saying something to you. It's not like that. Well, sometimes it can be, but usually it's just about relaxing ourselves so deeply that we start to feel good about ourselves. We feel connection with planet Earth, we feel connection with the universe, and actually we become our higher self. The point is to become your higher self. And when you become your higher self, you experience a feeling of guidance. And that feeling is guiding us. So that's what we say when we say follow your heart. Follow that feeling that you feel as the right thing to do. So many people can experience that connection and communication with the higher self differently. So you will experience probably it your unique way, but do not expect anything. Do not expect that it should happen that exact way. Just relax and feel good about yourself, feel good about life, feel good about the earth, feel good about the universe, and feel good about everything That's how we can unblock all the stored emotions, where we let that stored energy flowing. Like we would awaken that kundalini, we would awaken that prana within us, so it can move, it can flow, and that's where we become our higher self. And that's where we feel guidance. The second sign that your higher self is speaking to you is that you feel less attached to the outcomes and events in the environment. This is powerful because once we attach ourselves to a certain outcome, we place a lot of energy there. So usually we forgot why we are here and why we are doing the things that we are doing. So our higher self is usually reminding us, hey, get back to yourself. Place more energy within you because you are losing yourself. If we are placing too much of our attention on the things around us, we are placing our energy there. And if we are too focused on our environment, we are losing ourselves. We are draining ourselves out. And that's when your higher self will say to you, hey, get back to yourself. Get back to yourself. Reconnect. Recharge yourself. Go into nature. Do not be so attached to what is happening because you are the creator. But if you are the creator, be aware of what you choose to create. Be aware of where you are placing your attention because you are feeding it with your energy. Just today I had an amazing conversation with my higher self, and he said, like, turn your focus onto the sun and you will see no shadows. And it was powerful because many times we are placing our attention to fears and we feel more and more afraid. So if we place more attention onto the light, we will experience more light. And in order to awaken more light around us, we need to be examples, right? So to be example, we need to embody that light. We need to become it. That's the way to change things. So being less attached to outcomes means that we open more opportunities so that wanting outcomes can appear in our lives. The third sign that your higher self is communicating with you is that you've just started feeling good about your life. Like, you're not so focused anymore what is happening. You just feel good about yourself and you're meeting more good people and good things just starts happening, right? So if you're feeling good about yourself, good about life, like not all the time, but those random shifts in energy, every time when you feel good about something, it means that your higher self is like a little bit sending you some good energy, so you can sense it, you can become more aware of it, and you can recognize to do more of the things that awaken that good energy. Like, it's same as you would say your higher self is guiding you to the things which brings more light into your life. So once we become aware where we feel more joy, where we feel more happiness, we will do more of those things. And this is beautiful, just to recognize that, just to recognize what is bringing more light into our lives. The next sign that your higher self is speaking to you is that more and more often you're feeling limitless. Like sometimes, for me, sometimes it happens like I'm walking outside in the nature and I just feel like I'm flying. Not literally, but I feel completely free. I don't feel any gravitation. Like, I feel that I'm walking on earth, but I feel like I'm weightless. Sometimes I feel like all possibilities are in front of me. I can't see like things, but I just feel the presence of it. That's what for me, it is being limitless. Like all possible potentials are in front of me as opportunities or as potentials. I can feel the presence of it. And if you feel that way, it means that your higher self is constantly with you, is supporting your work, is helping you, is guiding you. Just trust that process and always remember that you are the creator. Choose the wanting potentials that you would like to draw into your reality. The next sign is that you are having intense, vivid dreams. Through dreams, we are communicating with spirit guides, with angels, if you like to call them that way, with higher self, with creator or the source. Through dreams, we also communicate with our subconscious mind. So dreams are truly powerful. But when we have those vivid dreams in which we can recognize so many symbols, so many signs, so many synchronicities, and many things which we were not aware before, it means that your higher self is helping you to recognize certain things in your life. And if you are, for example, writing down your dreams in the morning when you wake up, it's a powerful practice, because usually we forgot what we are dreaming as soon as we wake up. But once we stay in that alpha state as soon as we wake up, usually we have that at least a glimpse of memory of the dreams that we were dreaming. And if we start writing them down, we start calling more of the memories from dreams. And many times when I'm writing my dreams down, I just remember everything. Firstly, I remember just a glimpse of it, and then I start writing, and suddenly more and more and more memory starts popping into my point of attention or awareness. And I write down all my dreams, and I can see, oh, this is it. Yes, that's why it is constantly happening in my life. And I see all the symbols and signs, and I just feel gratitude. Well, thank you so much for your help. It's truly amazing. The next sign that your higher self is speaking to you is that you are becoming more aware of your self-talk. Your higher self is truly aware that your self-talk many times is distracting you from being aware who you truly are. That's what I said at the beginning, that we start identifying ourselves by our thoughts and emotions, so we forget who we truly are. But if we become more aware of our self-talk, we recognize that we are not who we think we are. We are not who we are talking to ourselves, that who we think we are. We are the awareness behind that self-talk. So if I'm aware of my self-talk, I can change my self-talk to more empowering self-talk, to more amazing or more beautiful self-talk. I can do that. So I'm not my thoughts, I'm not the words that I'm using, I am the awareness behind that. So is that awareness my higher self? Well, probably. Awareness is truly pure, and higher self is pure as well. So we can say that awareness is higher self. Awareness without any labels is higher self. Awareness without any limitations is higher self. So more we are aware, closer we are to the higher self. Less we are identifying ourselves by limited beliefs, more we are higher selves. The next sign that your higher self is speaking to you is that sometimes it feels hard to fall into sleep. The reason for that is because when we go into sleep, or at least trying to fall into sleep, our brain goes into alpha brainwave state, and later into theta brainwave state, and later into delta when we fall into sleep and start dreaming. But when we fall into alpha brainwave state, analytical mind shuts off. And when an analytical mind shuts off, we feel more acceptable for beings from higher dimensions, like rather say frequencies from higher dimensions. And that's where higher self can communicate with you, can speak to you, can send you some messages. And if you feel like you want to fall into sleep, but suddenly you've just experienced an amazing idea, an amazing way how to solve that problem, that challenge, or you want to fall into sleep, but suddenly you feel an intense love for yourself. You feel like you are supported and you just want to stay in that feeling. It means that your higher self is communicating with you at that moment. So feel gratitude and feel love for yourself. The next sign is that you want to be alone. Not all the times, but many times you feel like you want to be alone. Because your higher self, again, as I mentioned before, with that video game character, higher self understands that in order for you to become more aware of your higher self, you need to go to places where you will not be so distracted. And the easiest way to do it is to go somewhere where you can be alone. So if you feel an urge to go somewhere where you can be alone, go and be alone, meditate and be aware of what is happening within you. Is there a certain feeling that is expressed at that moment? Is there anything that you sense like differently? Be aware of that. Be aware of what is happening in your mind. Be aware if there's any change in your emotional expression and so on. And relax yourself. Meditate on that. The next sign is that you feel urge to do art. Through art, the higher self is expressing its wisdom. So when we are, for example, writing poetry or drawing or painting, just recently a beautiful soul wrote her story on AttractPassion community on Facebook, where she had an urge to draw a butterfly, and she had a picture from which she started drawing that butterfly, and suddenly she experienced a powerful energy in her body, and she started drawing that butterfly from her imagination, just with the power of the energy that she has experienced. And soon after that, she had a beautiful butterfly on a piece of paper in front of her, and she said the energy made it. The energy which went through me made that drawing. So this is the power that we are talking about. Art is so amazing tool for healing and for self-realization or for self-awareness, to recognize how great channelers we truly are. We can open ourselves and channel great wisdom through us. So especially if you do art without any plans, like if we go outside and try to paint the landscape, it's less possible that we will experience that. But if we grab a canvas or a paper or whatever and say that I will just grab some colors and I will start doing something, and when it will start making sense, I will pay more attention to what is happening, we will experience an urge of energy. And sometimes we start sweating, sometimes we fall into it and we forget about space and time, and we can do it for hours and it feels like we are doing it for a few minutes. And it's an amazing process. That's what we call channeling many times. That's the moment where your higher self is expressing through you. And art is truly powerful for that process. And we have the last sign that your higher self is talking to you. The last sign is that you feel an intense guidance. Maybe you're just facing with certain challenges. Maybe you need to decide a powerful decision. You need to make something that you would not know what to do. But you just feel a strong guidance, like you know exactly what you need to do. You still feel fear for that decision, but you know exactly that this is the right thing to do. Or you know, whatever it is, you feel an intense guidance. That's a great sign that your higher self is guiding you, my friends. So be open for that guidance, because it's all for the greater good, my friend. So once again, turn your attention to the sun and you will see nothing but the light. So this is it, my friends. I'm sending you love, blessings, and power. Have a beautiful day and see you soon. One love.